weekend. To some, it's the unofficial end to summer. For high school football programs across the state, it's conference opener time. And tonight we've got the Greater Metro Conference opener as Marquette gets set to take on Germantown. Hello again, everyone. With Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Phil Datka Stadium in Germantown. A big Greater Metro Conference matchup tonight between a couple of teams that are playing, I guess you could say playing good football. I think for Marquette, you certainly can say that. For Germantown, I think you look at, they're not turning the ball over, but they need to get better production.
Right, and they've been battling an injury bug that just doesn't seem to go away. And so their motto is one man will places the next, and they just keep working for it.
Marquette 1-1 in non-conference play. I guess you could say they're a botched snap away from being 2-0 this season.
Yeah, but those would've, could've, should've don't really matter. And Marquette and Germantown have had a very, very close rivalry these last few years.
Yeah, Germantown and Marquette, I think the last 6 ball games have been decided by 1 score, so you would think this would be another tight one tonight.
They know each other well, and 2 excellent coaching staffs.
Very excellent, and Jake Davis on the sideline for Germantown, and of course Keith Klaczynski over there for Marquette, good friend of yours.
Right, and you know, these guys have great respect for each other, both of their fathers, football coaches, and so I think, you know, they've got that love of the game.
Speaking of love of the game, we'll talk about some of the players we'll be keeping an eye on tonight. And first for Marquette, good to see Cam Russell back on the field.
Cam Russell's battled injuries for the past 2 years, and he's having a very, very fine season as a wide receiver.
Running back is a sophomore, another Novotny, Tommy Novotny.
Tommy Novotny played last year as a freshman and was an honorable mention all-conference selection.
Defensively for the Hilltoppers, Murphy Monreal.
Yeah, Murphy is one of those oddities. He not only plays football, he's an excellent hockey player.
And also Mitchell Nigro at outside linebacker, junior.
Mitch Nigro, as a sophomore, made first-team all-conference a year ago. Has that nose for the ball.
For the Warhawks, we're looking offensively at a different quarterback tonight, Aiden Crowley.
Aiden Crowley, normally a wide receiver, had a step in last week when their starting quarterback went down. Unfortunately, that young man's out for the season with an ACL.
Ryan Ferguson stepping up at wide receiver.
He becomes the top wide receiver for the Warhawks.
Defensively for Germantown,
John Murkowski, a sophomore linebacker, really flows to the ball well.
Cooper Catalano, we talked about him last year in the game we did. He is just something else.
You just have to smile. He was first team all-conference as a freshman, player of the year on defense last year as a sophomore. You find the ball, there's where Cooper is.
Should be a great matchup tonight. The weather is great. The student section is full. It's another beach night tonight here in Germantown. When we come back, we'll have Mike McGivern talking with both coaches, Jake Davis for Germantown, Keith Klaczynski for Marquette. When we return to Datka Stadium, our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness.
Back to the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Planet Fitness. We're here at Phil Datka Stadium at Germantown High School as Germantown takes on Milwaukee Marquette. I am Mike McGivern alongside the two head coaches of tonight's game. Keith Klasinski from Milwaukee Marquette, Jake Davis from Germantown. Jake, I'm going to start with you. I'm not sure I want to stand next to you today, Jake, because a lot of people that stand next to you seem to get injured. You know, we talk about next man up, but boy, I'll tell you, you guys have been hit hard in the beginning of this year with the injury bug.
We have, but it is that next man up in town. I think we prepare for this. That's why we worked a lot on mindset and our mental toughness, and we just got to respond. And I think our kids have been doing a nice job responding to some difficult situations, and I don't think tonight will be any different.
You know, you've lost some players for the season. Guys like Nick Heisel, right? He was going to be a leader in the defensive backfield. And when you say next man up, these kids have to be prepared and getting prepared throughout the entire offseason in case this happens.
Yeah, and they've done a nice job. And again, through the COVID years, I think we learned that pretty quick. You just got to be ready to roll with what you have and go, and that's high school football. And I think our kids have been doing a nice job, and they work really hard to get there. So.
Hey, Keith, before we start talking football, I'm so sorry for your loss. Your father was so important in your life, and you talk about a guy that knew a lot about football. He forgot more about football than all three of us, and I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much. I mean, his birthday was, he passed away March 1st. Birthday was August 18th, which was our first game, and I had told him he was going to address the team, and I do believe he was there.
You know, Coach, when your father teaches you so much about football and then you go on and coach, he had to be so proud of the stuff you're doing.
Absolutely. I mean, we talked every day, but especially on Thursday, he'd give me a call and he would say, "Is the hay in the barn?"
He's the hay in the barn. Hey, so far so good. You guys are 1-1, first conference game for both teams. But so far so good. You feeling pretty good about this group?
Oh, excellent group. I mean, very good senior leadership, and that's what really, as Jake was saying, that whole mindset of what these kids have to do in the weight room, away from football, everything else.
So, this starts the real season, right? You start the year by saying, look, our first goal is let's get a chance to win the conference, and this starts this thing. Coach, when you play against a team like Marquette, who's had some success and played real physical, what kind of week do you have, and are you ready and prepared to play against a team like this?
Well, and we know what Marquette is. We know what's coming in. Yep. So our focus has always been on us, and that's been our mantra. Is the focus is on us, and that's what we need to worry about, getting better each week, and that's what we're trying to do.
Jake, for as long as I've known you, servant leadership part of what you do is so much more than what happens on the sidelines, and you guys are fully involved in all of that right now.
Yes, our kids have been doing that. We do, whenever things pop up, we get taken care of. But our guys, learn to be leaders of themselves first and then others, and we continue that process on. Just because there's more to football than just the actual game. That's the fun part. It's the life parts that they learn from it. So,
man, I agree so much with that. Boys, thank you so much, Jake. It's good to see you, Keith. It's good to see you. Good luck tonight. We'll get to a break. Other side of the break, John Weiser, Terry Kelly will get you the call to the game. Only on My 24.
Mic check, John. John, mic check, 1, 2, 3.
Terry, mic check, 1, 2, 3.
At this time, if you are able, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats. For the
Germantown, the site of our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. Right now, we're going to enjoy our national anthem.
Majors Chloe Stryker, John Inga, and Shay Nelson. Band directors are Jonathan Bell and Andrew Stone.
We are set for football tonight in Germantown with Terry Kelly, Mike McGivern, John Weiser with you at Datka Stadium as we get set for the Greater Metro Conference opener. It's always an exciting time. I always say there's two big moments in high school football, opening night and conference opening night.
Right. You know, so much dependent upon for your playoffs by where you finish in your conference.
Tonight's coin toss ceremony brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be. Captains meeting at the center of the field. Dave Strash, our referee tonight, the big cheese out of Kenosha.
You were able to greet him and recognize his importance to that community.
Yes, he's the head of the Kenosha Chamber of Commerce, when not in stripes. One of the better officials in southeast Wisconsin. Have a lot of respect for what Dave does and his crew tonight. As you see Germantown winning the toss, they have deferred. And the Hilltoppers will receive to get things going here tonight. Marquette in the white jerseys, Germantown in the blue.
One of the few games we'll see this year played on natural grass.
I was just going to say, natural grass. Terry, if I could get my front yard to look like this. Our kickoffs tonight brought to you by Lyona Local 113. Kick off your career with Lyona Local 113. Kicking off for Germantown, Austin Reiber. Back deep for the Hilltoppers, Tommy Novotny and Murphy Monreal. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two schools ended in a one-score contest. We shall see what happens here tonight on a perfect September evening. And Rybar gets us started. Monreal inside his own 10. To the 20. Burst across the 30, down the near sideline. Murphy Monreal across midfield and out of bounds. Just across the Germantown 38-yard line. A fine return as
Murphy
Monreal,
run out of bounds.
special teams, able to come up big here on the opening kickoff.
Get out of the way.
Could see a little seam open up there, and Murphy college threw right through that.
They'll mark it at the 37, 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers. Peter McDivitt, the quarterback, a 6'1" senior, will lead that offense. Tommy Novotny in the backfield, the sophomore running back, honorable mention all conference as a freshman. There's your starting lineup. You got a couple of all-conference players on the left side in Hart and Miller for Marquette on that offensive line. They will send Robbie Brown in motion. He will get it on the jet sweep left side. Gets to the 35, good open field tackle. Cooper Catalano. Coach, you hit it. Wherever the ball is, Cooper's there.
Yeah, that won't be the last time you call his name this evening.
Comes off of 2 blocks that time to make the stop. 2nd and 8. Novotny will get the call left side across the left hash mark down to about the 31-yard line. Brought down by Drew Greenmeyer at outside linebacker.
Tommy Novotny, the ball carrier. Number 1, Drew Greenmeyer. Number 25, Rio Saniello.
There's the Germantown defense. We talked about injury bug. Nick Heisel, their fine defensive back, not in the starting lineup tonight. He is out with injury. 3rd and short. Empty the backfield. McDivitt comes back near side, ball tipped and intercepted. At the 26-yard line, Carter Privet with the interception on the tip drill. Privet, the senior, on the corner. Played that well. One more look. Thrown a little high, intended for Thad Hoffman. Privet was right there, and Germantown, as I said, they don't turn the ball over. They have forced turnovers this year. Now a +1 in the turnover takeaway margin. They will take over at their own 25. Aiden Crowley in at quarterback. He will shuffle pass it off to line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tyler Conrad, the ball carrier.
Tyler Conrad on the carry. Nate Schramm with the tackle for the
Mitch Nigro and Nate Schramm there for Marquette as we take a look at this revamped offense for Germantown.
Yeah, Crowley is normally a wide receiver, but he had to come in like the 3rd series of last week's game for Germantown and played well.
Carter Gordon slips over to right tackle tonight. Matus Pawella is starting at right guard tonight. He will play both ways for Germantown. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. It's the quarterback, Crowley, with some room. Crowley down the far sideline, and he will get out of bounds near the 43-yard line. 17-yard scamper for the quarterback Crowley, and a first down. Our first down of the night brought to you by Best Electric Service. Best Electric Service, connect with the best.
Your team comes in 0-2, you get that interception, you get a drive going, instills confidence, and they're going to keep building off that as they go through the offense tonight.
Conrad met in the backfield and dropped for a loss back near the 40-yard line. Pele Oragabani there to make the stop for Marquette.
Yeah, Pele was an honorable mention all-conference selection a year ago, and had a good first game last week. Had 11 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss.
One of the captains on this team this season, 6 foot, 284 at that left defensive end. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 from their own 40. Crowley under pressure. And nailed back at the 26-yard line. Bryce Rauter able to get there to make the stop. The senior inside linebacker.
They shot Bryce that time. Very bright student, 4.19. One of the stars of their Science Olympia team that placed nationally this past summer.
Lost back to the 28-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and 24 here, I believe, for Germantown. Marquette, 4 defensive linemen.
You can hear the coaches yelling in their play.
Tyler Conrad, the single back. They'll go with 4 receivers on 3rd and long. They'll set up a screen, and it's overthrown, incomplete. The quarterback dropped. He is slow to get up. There is a flag down thrown by the referee. And this is going to be a roughing the passer call here against Marquette. Take another look. Crowley, well after he delivered that ball. No reason for that at all.
One of those needless penalties.
With that comes an automatic first down. So we had him at 3rd and 24. You commit the penalty. doesn't replay the down. It turns into an automatic first down. So now you move the chains up to the 43-yard line where it is 1st and 10, Germantown. That is a costly penalty. Conrad trying to peek his way around his offensive lineman. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage. Nate Schramm there again, making the stop for Marquette.
Schramm, another one of those bright students, 3.78 so far this season, has 15 tackles and 2 tackles for loss.
This has been their issue. They haven't been able to run the ball effectively. One of your keys tonight is they can't get behind by more than 2 scores tonight. That's going to be a problem. They become one-dimensional. That pass thrown incomplete. Pressure on the play brought by Mitch Nigro again. Got in Crowley's face.
One of the things I mentioned as a key for Marquette was play with urgency, and they can't be complacent. They played well last week. That doesn't count for this week's game, so I'm sure the coaches all week have been harping on you got to not make silly mistakes, such as the penalty they had.
That first day back, probably tough after that 35-0 win over CMH last Friday. Now whistles at the snap. This play is blown dead. I believe a false start penalty here.
False start on Germantown.
So a false start penalty makes it 3rd and 15 as they step off the yardage here. There's Keith Kwasinski, the head coach for Marquette. Oh, check that. That is Davis. That's Jake Davis's dad, I believe. There's 3 Davises on this coaching staff.
I imagine holiday dinners can be very interesting discussions with the Davis family.
3rd and 15 from the 38. Crowley should have been picked off and dropped. Right and out of the defensive back's hands. Malik Lee should have had the interception.
There's a 4th down for the Warhawks.
One more look. It's one of those timing routes, and the receiver just ran it straight up the field. Low snap. They will get the punt off. An end-over-end kick. Marquette will get away from it. It takes a Germantown bounce inside the 30, dead at the 28.
Punt touched up by number 16, Aiden Nicolay.
34-yard punt, no return, so Marquette gets it back following the turnover. No damage, just about midway through our first quarter.
No doubt Germantown missing Vinny Inga had an excellent opening game against Homestead, and unfortunately Vinny tore his knee last week against Hartford. ACL injury, and as Coach Davis mentioned, they've really been bit by the injury bug.
Novotny gets the call on first down, picks his way over to the left side, bounces it outside, gets it out of bounds near the 40-yard line, just shy of the 40-yard line. Aiden Nicolay, the free safety, there to make the stop. Another Novotny in this Marquette lineup.
Right. Unlike so many of the Novotnys, not a quarterback or a tight end.
They'll go no huddle here. 11-yard pickup and a first down. Another best electric first down here for Marquette. Play action. McDivitt on the roll, dumps it outside, completes the pass here to the near side. Wrestled down almost immediately as he made the catch. Peyton Robbie Brown, the junior, he has got some speed. He is a track star. Hayden Della Piazza there to make the stop, and we've got a player down for Germantown. That marriage of track and football apparent on this Marquette team.
Right. We've seen it with so many teams, that we've covered, and I think, you not only develop speed, I think automatically people think of speed. It's that competition. When you're out on the track, you can't point to someone else to do the job.
Let's go downstairs. Our first sideline report with Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm here with Martina Golden Graves. She's the president of MHA Wisconsin. Talk a little bit about what you guys do.
Yes, we are a statewide organization dedicated to advocacy, education, and service in the community. We have supports across the entire state. We most recently started a warm line for it's free to the community across the entire state for veterans and for LGBTQ youth and the general public.
Man, thank you so much for what you do.
Yes.
Your family's got to be so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
You bet. She does great work. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Second down, Novotny finds some running room across midfield down to the Germantown 43-yard line.
Tommy Novotny on the ball carry, another tackle.
Aiden Nicolai again on that stop. Marquette able to find some running room going over that left side behind Hart and Miller, the left tackle, left guard.
Got a block out there from the running back, Peyton Robbie Brown.
McDivitt going for the home run. Through the hands of Hoffman, incomplete. Thad Hoffman, the flanker, the intended target. Got a hand on it. Once again, Carter Pravat was the defensive back. He had the pick earlier. He was with the receiver that time.
Yeah, McDevitt, put the ball right on line there.
Hoffman would tell you he should have caught it. 2nd and 10 from the 43. Robbie Brown in motion. The give is to Novotny. Straight up the middle inside the 40 to the 38-yard line for a pickup of 5. Brought down by Cooper Catalano, Player of the Year in the Greater Metro Conference a year ago.
Yeah, if you like defense, you should keep track of 44 in this game and watch how he flows to the ball.
3rd and about 5. They'll go with a slot receiver here to the near side and Robbie Brown. They'll give it to Novotny. Cuts back through the middle, stood up just as he got to the line to gain. Second effort, we'll see. That second surge may have got the first down. Let's see where they mark it. Indeed they do. Catalano and Drew Greenmeyer credited with the stop, but a best electric first down for Marquette. Hilltoppers moving, their second possession of the game. Their first possession ended in an interception. Cam Russell in motion. He'll be the lead blocker for Novotny around the left side down to the 25-yard line. John Murkowski there to make the tackle.
John Murkowski with the tackle.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3, ball at the 25. Jack Dorley, his first carry, cuts back to the middle, going to be short of the first down.
Number 26, Jack Dorley.
Murkowski again there to make the stop. Dorley, a 5'9" junior.
For Germantown.
They will give him forward progress and a first down. Midway through a scoreless first quarter here in Germantown. Marquette goes no huddle. Russell lined up in a slot here to the near side. McDivitt with time. Now on the scramble, penalty marker down. McDivitt to the near sideline, and he'll be ushered to the 15, but a flag down. A late flag thrown at the 20 as well. Cooper Catalano chasing McDivitt down. 2 flags on the play.
Right now, offensive coordinator Jake Josetti can't be happy with the penalties, interception. Those little mistakes can come back and really haunt you as you go through the game.
So a 10-yard walk-off here against the Hilltoppers will make it a 1st and 20. Hoffman lined out here to the near side. He'll be joined by Robbie Brown. They'll stack the receivers here to the near side. 1st and 20 from the 32. McDivitt looks right, now runs left. Gets across the line of scrimmage inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Murkowski again, the outside linebacker there to make the stop.
Germantown had that pass covered out to the flat, so McDevitt had to adapt and head on the scramble.
Second and 15 following that penalty. Novotny around the left side. Bangs his way down inside the 20, short of the 15-yard line, short of a first down. But a good run nonetheless. Aiden Nicolay there to make the stop, the strong safety for Germantown. And again, Marquette goes hurry up. Play fake to Novotny. They'll dump it out near side. Catch is made inside the 15. Catalano there to make the stop.
Pass complete to number 80, Will Bellinger.
That was Bellinger
Catalano brings it
making
down
that catch.
short of the line to gain.
Grellinger landed a little awkwardly on that shoulder.
4th and about a yard and a half here for Marquette. They will go for it. In the Bryant and Stratton College red zone, Novotny will take it in for the touchdown. Tommy Novotny on 4th down.
I think that's a case where Germantown's looking at Marquette, who seemed confused, and all of a sudden they snap the ball, and Novotny goes right into the end zone.
Once he got past Catalano, the front door was open. Eric Schmidt does the place kicking. Will Grellinger, the long snapper. Peter McDivitt will be the holder here on this extra point attempt. Through the hands of McDivitt. It's loose, and falling on it will be Schmidt, so the extra point is nullified by the high snap. 3:55 to go here in the first. We will step out. Gruber Law Office's Friday night rivals, Germantown and Marquette on My 24. Two very funny families deliver dinnertime delights every weeknight. Experience the 80s with the Goldbergs at 5, then laugh along with the Baxters on Last Man Standing at 6 on My 24. 6-0 Marquette. Tommy Novotny, his 4th touchdown of the season, coming on 4th and short. Extra point snap went over the head of the holder. That's where we stand here, and Schmidt will boom this one through the end zone for the touchback. Our Lyuna kickoff. Kickoff's brought to you by Lyuna Local 113.
It's got to be frustrating for the Hilltoppers. You've got an excellent kicker in Eric Schmidt, and now because of the botched snap, you don't get your extra point.
Yeah, I want to correct myself. I don't think that was Grellinger's long snapping there either. He was hurt the previous play.
Right, so they had to slide somebody in, and obviously if you're not the normal long snapper, and it's something where you can make a career in the NFL.
Snappy drive, 10 plays, 72 yards, capped off by the Novotny touchdown. Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades bringing you our scoring drive. From the 20, 1st and 10, Germantown. We'll hand it off, trying to work the right side. Boy, they have not been able to get the ground game going at all. Conrad stopped for no gain. Cole Fisher there to make the tackle. Actually lost a yard. And again, a mix in the offensive line. You've moved your right guard to right tackle tonight. Carter Gordon over to right tackle. You move up Matus Pawella at right guard. Now another injury timeout here. The lineman down. There's Jake Davis.
I believe that's Matus in there, Pawella, who's already filling in.
Yeah.
Because Brady Conzel, who was supposed to start at tackle, was nicked up. They had to slide the right guard, Carter Gordon, out to tackle.
Yeah, Mike talked about it in the pregame with Jake, that leadership class and the servant leadership that he espouses and works with his football players on, not just football game and technical aspect of the game, but the life skills that come with it, what you learn from the hard work and the practice.
Yeah, Coach Davis teaches the class, and they also have one second semester for the whole student body. His mantra is that you learn, you grow, and you lead. And that's how you're supposed to direct everything. And they really have that team concept. They don't talk about this year's team, it's Team 66. He wants them to see the whole picture of Germantown football.
2nd and 11 for the Warhawks. And Crowley going to heave it up, coming back near side, has a man there, and it's juggled and caught. Was he in? Yes, sir! Ryan Ferguson, who we featured in our pregame, got behind P.J. O'Brien, who had to chase him down. The big play puts some excitement back in that Germantown sideline. It's another look. Tipped it to himself.
One of those things, don't tip the ball up, knock it down. And that's
34-yard pickup. Now a botched snap. Ball is still out there. Whistles blew as it's still loose. They're going to rule the play dead. Shading crew getting together here. That ball never got back to the quarterback. And I think the officials lost sight of the ball.
Right, I think that was still moving.
What are we going to do here? Inadvertent whistle, perhaps? Let's go down to the sideline and Mike.
So, guys, listen to the defensive coaches on Germantown sidelines. Come out with a little bit different look next time they get on the field. They're going to go nickel and see if they can't bring their defensive backs and safeties up just a bit, or they're going to show a little bit different look next time they get on the field. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. We're still discussing what we're doing here. It will be 2nd and 10 from the line of scrimmage. Check that, 1st and 10. High snap this time. They hand it off. Liam Hagland getting the carry that time. Normally a wide receiver. Orgbani there to make the stop for Marquette. 2-yard loss. Sets up 2nd and 12.
Orgbani, one of the captains for the Marquette team this year.
And again, the ground game non-existent here in the early going. Tyler Conrad, the single back to the left of Aiden Crowley. Under pressure, gets it away, incomplete. Chased out of there by Nigro that time, the outside linebacker. So it sets up 3rd and 11 from the Marquette 47-yard line. Late here in the first quarter. Second possession for Germantown tonight. We'll go 2-by-2 in the receiving corps. Keep a single back in for protection on Crowley. 3rd and 12. With time, Crowley delivers, going over the middle. Flag thrown, interference the call. Nick Womack, all-conference player, got tangled up with the receiver just as the ball was about to get there. We'll take another look.
Kind of lost sight of the man in front of him, inadvertently bumped him.
Bobby Gartner, the receiver, is still down. Boy, this is just... Oh. So as they tend to the injured player, we'll remind you we're looking for our hit of the game, which is brought to you each week by the Milwaukee Admirals.
Well, we've seen Aiden Crowley step in and throw a couple excellent passes this evening.
He's had time. He's thrown a pretty good ball.
Good luck to the boys, JV and varsity soccer teams.
So a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. This should be a 1st and 10 here at the 32 for Germantown. And that's a good sign. Gartner, the injured player, back up under his own power.
Yeah, second interference penalty on the Hilltoppers tonight. They had a roughing the passer penalty. All kinds of mistakes that drive coaching staffs nuts.
So 2 big first downs via penalty tonight. The interference call and the roughing the passer call. Try and go up the middle. Not much there. There's been a no-go tonight trying to work the middle of the field. Cole Fisher slanting in from that defensive end position, able to make the stop. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 as we approach 2 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Under center, Crowley will pitch it back. Conrad nowhere to go. Play was slow to develop. Nate Schramm blew that one up. He was across the line of scrimmage first. Able to get back there and make the play. They have a flag down as well. Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting against Marquette.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Marquette is the call.
2 costly penalties here on this drive alone. The interference and now this penalty after the play was over. Now in the Bryant and Stratton College red zone via the penalty. A fresh set of downs here for Germantown late here in this first quarter.
Okay, a little different offensive set right now for Germantown.
3 receivers, 2 in the backfield. Play action. Crowley going to the end zone. Off the fingertips of the intended receiver. Broken up by P.J. O'Brien. Intended for Ryan Ferguson.
Pass intended for number 18, Ryan Ferguson's incomplete.
You know, the longer you let an opponent stay in the game rather than being able to maintain the ball, the more confidence you give them.
High snap, Crowley with trouble, and he'll have to cover it up back at the 25-yard line. Took a hit as he did as well. Jack Hart there to cover up the quarterback, and again,
well, they've had some success throwing the ball deep, and so
I would look for Ferguson again. Try and run that maybe a post route, if not something to the corner here on the near side. They'll go back the far side, running the corner route, and it is intercepted in the end zone. Nick Womack with the pick.
Well, Nick Womack making up for that interference penalty earlier. Second interception for Nick on the year. Nice catch. Went up high, pointed it.
Now Crowley tipped that off, though. He was looking that way all the way, and that allowed not just Womack to get over there, but also one of the linebackers to slide over. It was almost double coverage, reading the quarterback's eyes. So the interception in the end zone will bring it back out to the 20-yard line late here in the first quarter with Marquette up 6-0. McDivitt, the quarterback, Novotny in the backfield. They'll give it to Novotny. Left side will pick up 5. John Markowski, the outside linebacker, making the stop.
They've been running to that left side behind 55 Jack Hart, 51 Gabe Miller quite a bit.
Trips here to the near side. Empty backfield for the Hilltoppers on 2nd and 5. Catalano walking to the line of scrimmage, now backs off. McDivitt with time. Now will scramble. And he will get some positive yardage. Strong kid. McDivitt moves the pile out to the near the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Sanialo made the tackle. As we take another look, the strength of Peter McDivitt.
Sanialo didn't play last week for Germantown. He was in Romania competing in the World Powerlifting Championships, where he placed 2nd in his weight class.
You could have called a timeout.
We will take a break. End of our first quarter here in Germantown. Our Gruber Law Office's Friday night rivals, Germantown and Marquette, presented by Planet Fitness on My 24. Second quarter set to begin here in Germantown. Marquette up by 1 score. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line to start this second quarter. McDivitt wants to throw, gets it outside. Peyton Robbie Brown, able to make the catch, but brought down immediately by Della Piazza, the strong safety for Germantown.
On the reception, Peyton Della Piazza, right away.
2nd and 5. Trips here to the near side once again. They'll run out of it. Novotny up the middle, breaks a tackle across the 40 to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of 7 and a first down. John Murkowski making the stop. Once again to the sidelines, and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, watching them work on number 8, Robbie Gartner, he is, I think he's done for the game, guys. They've taken his shoulder pads and put ice on his left shoulder. And the trainer here snapped at me like one of the nuns from St. Peter and Paul. He said in Milwaukee, he's like, hey, you got to give us some privacy. You got to get away now. And it's awesome feeling like I'm talking to the nuns again, boys. Back to you.
Oh, I remember those days too. Terry, you do?
Oh, yes, but I imagine Mr. McGivern heard from them more often than not.
I think I might be up there in his league. Got a penalty on this play. Holding negates a nice reception here on the near sideline. There's Gartner, the injured wide receiver. Just amazed at how these injuries have piled up here in the first 3 weeks of the season for Germantown. It's just unheard of.
You know, sometimes you just think you're cursed.
So 1st and 20 from the 33. Fake to Novotny, McDivitt on the roll. Going to dump it out there. Able to run under it. Making the catch down the far sideline is Robbie Brown. Touchdown, Marquette. 67 yards for the score.
Excellent concentration that time by the receiver.
Peyton Robbie Brown, 5'6" junior. Watch it again here. Beautiful pass thrown by McDivitt and a nice reception, breaking away from the defender. Schmidt on for the extra point.
Trying to see who the long snapper is on this
Looks
occasion.
like is it Gabe Miller? Might be Gabe Miller. And again, it goes through the holder's hands. Schmidt will get wrapped up, and the point after, no good. 12-0 Marquette. Another look here at that touchdown reception. First of the season for Roby Brown. Once again, Mike McGivern, what do you have?
So, guys, I have Chris Olick. He's with Liuna, Local 113. Chris, talk a little bit about what you guys do and why it's important to be talking to high school age kids.
Absolutely. Liuna is the Laborers International Union of North America. We're Local 113 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We cover 6 counties in southeastern Wisconsin. Everything from heavy highways, sewer and water, landscaping, concrete work, building projects, Miller Park, Bucks Arena. These projects are being done. They're going to continue to be going, and we need young people to come into the trades. Construction's where it's at. Not everybody has to go to college in order to be successful.
Hey, guys, you have to tell these kids how proud they're going to be of the work they do if they come work with you guys.
Absolutely. I take my nieces, nephews, we drive past projects. Hey, I worked on that project. Take pride in it. Take pride in the fact that you're building the skyline of Milwaukee and Wisconsin, and you're putting your stamp of approval on everything that you're doing. You can make a heck of a lot of money doing this job, being in a career of a construction worker, and you will learn invaluable trades that you'll be able to take back home and use on your own properties as well.
It's Chris from Liuna. I got that done this time, didn't I? Back to you, boys.
Great job, Mike. Liuna 113 sponsoring our kickoffs tonight as well.
The district appreciates a continued effort.
Certainly need people in the trades, and it's a wonderful way to find yourself a career. You haven't incurred debt.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Germantown trailing by 2 scores. Try and run it up the middle again.
Okay.
Conrad with the run. Luke Fugman, the nose tackle there to make the stop, and another flag on the play.
This time I think Germantown getting a little frustrated. One of their offensive linemen got downfield, kind of picked on one of the linebackers.
Dave Strash, our official tonight, our referee. We were joking with him before the game. It's one of the youngest crews we've had here in the first 3 weeks.
I told him I have a friend who's in his early 60s, and his referee crew refers to him as the kid. So,
and in all seriousness, that is going to be a crisis here in the next couple of years in the high school athletics, looking for officials, be it umpires, be it volleyball officials, soccer officials. It is a definite problem. Step up. If you like the game, step on up. Become an official. Crowley going to heave it up. Comes back this way. Backpedaling, making the catch. Ryan Ferguson being the go-to guy in front of P.J. O'Brien. But Crowley has had, when he's had time, has thrown a nice ball, and he's found Ferguson a couple of times for big games.
The defensive back, has to make sure that he gets his head around and not just be in the trail position.
Gain of 18 and a first down. They'll run it on first down. Nothing there. Conrad wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Another Best Electric Service first down for Germantown. Mitch Nigro there to make the tackle for Marquette.
Mitchell Nigro bring down Tyler Conrad.
Ferguson, the single receiver here to the near side on 2nd and 10. The line three receivers to the left. That's where they'll throw. And a beautiful open field tackle on the play. As they dump it out in the flat, P.J. O'Brien able to get there, takes down Drew Greenmeyer immediately after the catch.
P.J. that time read his keys well, was on his way almost as the ball hit that receiver.
That is how you wrap up the ball carrier. So quickly turns into 3rd and 11 for Germantown. They blitz on the outside. They'll come back this way, and it's well overthrown. Intended here to the near side for Ferguson once again. Nick Womack out there in coverage. This season, timeouts are sponsored by Uplift Wisconsin. Here when you need an ear. On to punt, Ryan Ferguson. Second punt of the ball game. Nice end over end at Knuckler. In and out of the receiver's hands. It's loose inside the 30. They'll unpile, and it looks like Marquette got to the ball. Malik Lee there to cover up. Get there on the recovery for the Hilltoppers.
The muff punt covered by number 3.
Monreal had that nice kickoff return.
Remains
Didn't look it all the way in. He saw the defender first before he found the football.
Came right off his shoulder pad.
But the Hilltoppers maintain possession. They'll open up this drive on their own 27-yard line. 1st and 10. McDivitt with all kinds of time. Comes back near side. Catch is made inside the 30 and out of bounds there. Beautiful reception once again. Cam Russell, who we featured in our pregame. Pravat there on the coverage.
Cam was starting as a sophomore, got injured, missed the rest of the season. Some unfortunate complications resulted, and he missed all of his junior year.
42-yard pickup and a first down for Marquette. This time they'll come back near side.
Pass complete to Cam Russell.
Russell again. Pravat again there with the stop. That offensive line giving McDivitt time to throw. He's been able to find his targets tonight. Peyton Robbie Brown with the touchdown reception, and now the 42-yard grab by Cam Russell. Novotny up the middle, inside the 25-yard line. Cooper Catalano again there on the stop.
Ball carry. Cooper Catalano with a tackle for Germantown.
Gain of about 5 on the play. 3rd and manageable now for the Hilltoppers. Russell lined up here to the near side. Single coverage. McDivitt rolls right, throws right, completes out in the flat. Thad Hoffman with the catch. Second team all-conference, gets out of bounds. Alex Reinke there takes him to the boundary, but a first down for Marquette.
Another one of the Marquette players who also runs track in the spring.
Marquette at the 16, 1st and 10 in the Bryan and Stratton College red zone. McDivitt under pressure. And McDivitt's going to go down back at the 25-yard line. A loss of 9 on the play. It was both Grady Hullab and Catalano getting to the quarterback, McDivitt.
No, you're good.
I believe that's Catalano's 5th tackle so far tonight.
We told you he would be busy tonight. McDivitt again wants to throw on the run. In and out of the hands, incomplete. Hoffman the intended target that time. Right through his hands. Reinke in coverage that time for the Warhawks. It's twice now Hoffman's had the ball go through his hands tonight.
I think it becomes a matter oftentimes of confidence, not of skill.
3rd and 18, just inside the 25-yard line.
Over the middle, incomplete, overled the intended receiver. Will Grellinger, the intended check that 88, Jude Ballinger. J.J. Walters in coverage that time.
Yeah, I had him open, just wasn't able to put the money on the mark.
One of the better field goal kickers in the area going to attempt.
Well, they've had some trouble.
This will be a 41-yard attempt.
Trouble with the snaps tonight.
McDivitt will hold for Schmidt. This time a good snap. The kick is on the way. Plenty of distance, and it's good. 41-yard field goal for Eric Schmidt makes it a 15-0 lead for Marquette.
Well, Coach Davis, in some ways, has to be pleased. Last week he said against Hartford they were down by 3 scores before they knew it. Defensive coordinator Dave Bransky has been trying to bring some blitz packages to do some things to disrupt Marquette's offense.
Another one of the area's better kickers. We saw one of the area's best kickers last night in that Minnesota-Nebraska college game last night. Dragan Kesik from Oak Creek kicking the game-winning field goal for the Gophers last night.
It's amazing as you've watched how kicking has developed over the years. The camps these guys go to, the techniques they've mastered. Great way to get yourself a college scholarship.
And our Lyona Local 113 kickoff. Schmidt has had touchbacks on every one of his kicks. He'll tack on another one here. Kicks that one into the band section. Just over 7 minutes to play here in this first half. And as you said, 15-0 score, so you're still within 2 scores here of Marquette. And they have shown when given Crowley time to throw, he's been able to find his receivers.
Right, and in between some penalties and some mistakes, perhaps in coverage, they've allowed Germantown to have a little more offense than you might be expecting. But you've got to tip your hat to Germantown. They're battling just so many injuries. I think part of Jake Davis's leadership class has really paid dividends for them.
From the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Conrad up the middle. And again, that's been stuffed time and time again by the middle of that Marquette defense. This time Nate Schramm, inside linebacker, there to make the stop. It's 3 tackles tonight for Schramm. Now perhaps Jake Davis trying to set something up. They've tried to run between the tackles here. Get those linebackers and linemen kind of slanting to the inside. We'll see if this sets something up down the road. It's Crowley. Late blitz. Down he goes. Bryce Roeder making the play on the blitz, the senior linebacker.
Number 32, Bryce Roeder.
Just as Crowley was ready to throw, it was a late delayed blitz that time. Coming clean was Roeder.
We mentioned before, Roeder, excellent student, studied his blitzes, knows exactly which gap to hit.
Third and 20 at the 10-yard line. And again, Crowley down at the 5. I think it was Nigra who got there. Both he and Meyer
It's a 4th down.
getting to the quarterback Crowley before he had a time to set.
Yeah, pretty inexperienced offensive line with the exception of Lance Walters. They even have a freshman in there. Carter Gordon, number 75, 6'3", 275 freshman.
Schmidt from his own end zone will punt it to the near sideline. Monreal will pick it up at the 45. Cuts back through the numerals inside the 40, 35-30. Takes it all the way across the field inside the 25-yard line. A 20-yard return Cooper Catalano on special teams. Of course he tracked him down.
You know, he went out on the second series in their opening game against Homestead, so he's missed all that game and the next game. Just chomping at the bit.
We will take our break here in the second quarter. Just over 5 minutes to play in the half. Marquette leading Germantown 15-0. Friday Night Rivals on My 24.
My 24 weekdays bring you the stories that will leave you talking.
The show the pros watch is now for everyone. An all-new season of Scoops and Insights with host Ryan Clark comes to the CW with the premiere of Inside the NFL this Tuesday night at 7 on CW 18. With Terry Kelly and Mike McGivern, John Weiser with you in Germantown. Marquette on first down to the end zone. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. First play after the nice return by Montreal. Cam Russell comes down with the catch. We'll see if they go for two.
Second touchdown of the night for Mr. Russell.
Yes, sir. Beautifully thrown ball. Over the shoulder catch. Getting past the defender, Carter Prevent. They will kick for the extra point here.
Yeah, no doubt missing Nick Heisel as a senior DB. Very inexperienced group back there in the secondary.
McDivitt gets it down. Schmidt delivers the kick, and it is good. 22-0 for Marquette. Just under 5 minutes to play as we take another look.
Marquette 22, Germantown 0.
McDevitt last year played some at wide receiver and also some at quarterback, backing up one of those Novotny people, and throws an excellent ball. Also a basketball player.
Well, he's got a great tutor in Jake Giuseppe, the offensive coordinator. I mean, anytime you're a quarterback at Marquette with that type of a coaching that you're getting, and Jake he's amiable. He's like a big brother to these kids. I've seen him in practice. You've seen it probably more than I have, but I'm always impressed with his relationship he has with his players. And
well, Jake, like so many of the staff, doesn't teach at Marquette. Keith, they have only two coaches really in the building. All these guys come from outside. Jake is a lawyer, but 14 of the coaches, freshmen up through the varsity, played at Marquette High.
Loyalty. Schmidt will bang another one through the end zone.
Ooh.
That was close. Almost on a backspin.
I'll tell you, if you had a close-up of that, I don't know if it got into the end zone. If it died right about the one and bounced sideways, I think the official kind of imagined it was going to make it. Maybe I'm wrong. My vision is certainly not 20/20.
Well, Germantown, right now, you've got to just get it one play at a time. You've got to put it all together here. You can't get 22 back on one play. You just got to build on a drive here. And that's not how you start a drive. Orgabani there to make the tackle for a loss. Conrad with nowhere to run. And again, that's been the storyline tonight. Germantown unable to get the running game going. And again, injuries at the offensive line position, a couple of changes tonight. And just kind of searching for an identity here. Close out this first half. Conrad again met behind the line of scrimmage. Right into the hands of Evan Mayer.
Mayer, a 5'11", 198-pound junior.
Gets the start tonight at outside linebacker for the Hilltoppers. Josh Knacker with an injury.
Right, they've got a couple of juniors that have been rotating out there besides Evan. You've had Matt Griffith.
Aiden Crowley, wide receiver turned quarterback here with the injury to Vinny Inga. Delivers a ball through the receiver's hands. It was thrown a little bit behind and incomplete.
Pass ball's incomplete.
He's looking for Liam Haglund as Bryce Roeder out there in coverage for the Hilltoppers. So Marquette will get the ball back late here in this second quarter. Once again, Ferguson punting under the shadows of his own goalpost.
Nice kick.
Beautiful boomer over Monreal's head. He'll let it bounce, and it will roll forever. Finally dead at the 22-yard line.
Ferguson's punt down.
63-yard punt with the bounce. That'll flip the field.
Not only an excellent receiver for the Warhawks, but has done some fine punting this evening.
Marquette will get it back. Starting this drive at their own 22. They have all 3 timeouts remaining. They rarely huddle. They tend to get to the line of scrimmage and code in the plays from the sideline. They'll go with a 3-receiver look to the right side on first down. Novotny, the single back in the backfield. Bring the receiver in motion. They'll throw back on a slant. Catch is made by Cam Russell. Dangerous territory there, right in front of Cooper Catalano.
Cam Russell, Cooper Catalano.
Going to lead a receiver into some serious trouble there.
Well, so far, Catalana and Murkowski have got about 5-6 tackles apiece. They've really been, leading this Warhawk defense.
Goes a gain of 10 and a best electric first down. 3 receivers to the left side now. They'll run out of it. Novotny. Maybe a yard, that's it. Brought down nicely by Sanaleo.
The tackle made by number 25, Rio Saniello.
Our power lifter there, and want to mention I'll wait till after this play.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7. McDivitt to throw. Swings it out to Novotny. Novotny can't shake the first man. Good coverage out there. Who is it? Cooper Catalano.
We had mentioned
number 44,
how Rio Saniello had been at the World Championships. One of their managers, Mackenzie Wells, in her weight class, won it at the World Powerlifting Championships last week in Romania.
Unbelievable. 3rd and 7. Toby Stone in motion. Over the middle, Russell makes the catch, breaks a tackle to midfield. Down to the Germantown 49-yard line. A 17-yard pickup and a first down. Della Piazza, the safety, got him down. One more look.
Another nice ball, good hands that time.
Going nickel look. They're still able to pick apart the secondary. Now McDivitt, after a low snap on the scramble, will throw it away far sideline. Thad Hoffman, the intended target. Reinke and Nicolay both out there for Germantown. Well, coming up, it's our Wendy's halftime report. We'll highlight this week's West Bend Insurance Scholar Athlete nominees. We'll meet a few of our sponsors. And we'll also take a look at the Carthage College first half highlights. That's all coming up on the Wendy's halftime report. 2nd and 10. Swing it out complete near side. Ballinger down the sideline, outside the numerals, inside the 30. Jude Ballinger with the catch. It's a pickup of 20 and a first down. Hayden Della Piazza there to make the tackle.
Jude, only a junior, was an honorable mention all-conference last year.
Got past Catalano that time. He had the first shot. McDivitt with all kinds of time. Hoffman to the 20-yard line. Catalano to the boundary with him.
Pass complete to number 17.
You know, one of Catalano's strengths is how he covers the entire field. When you realize he's coming back from an ankle injury, you know, you really have to admire, you know, how hard he plays.
Timeout Germantown. This timeout brought to you by Uplift Wisconsin. Here when you need an ear.
Good luck to the
Burning one here on defense just to get the Warhawks on the same page here. They've looked a bit confused in that secondary a couple of times tonight, Terry, trying to figure out coverage and bringing that nickel back in, going with 5 defensive backs here.
Well, Jake loves the passing game. We always refer to it as Madden football, and I think thoroughly enjoys that.
Yeah, Jake Giuseppe comes up with all kinds of, I don't want to call them gadgetry type plays, but I mean, it's just different formation looks and different things off the look. And we talked about that last week too in the Arrowhead Homestead game too, how high school game has become part of what you see Saturday, which is an extension of what you see on Sunday.
Well, the Giuseppe boys, all 3 of them were quarterbacks at Marquette. His brother Jeremy is helping coach this year. JP, who was a wonderful special teams coach, is down in Charlotte, North Carolina. His wife is the head women's basketball coach at UNC Charlotte. Probably following online tonight.
Novotny with the call. Takes it into the Bryant and Stratton College red zone to the 15-yard line. Clock stop while they move the sticks on the Best Electric first down. Catalano approaching double digits in tackles in this first half. Exactly 10. Novotny out of the backfield. Did a nice job hanging on to it as he was met immediately on the catch by Alex Reinke. The timeout taken by Marquette stops the clock with 48 seconds to play.
Tommy helped his tackler get up off the ground. Nice sportsmanship.
It's another timeout brought to you by Uplift Wisconsin. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining here. .48 seconds to play in the half. James, or I should say that Keith Klasinski and Jake Giuseppe kind of turns things over to Jake here when it comes to these types of situations where you're facing a 1st and goal, 2nd and in that red zone. Second and 6 here when play resumes. Just outside the 10-yard line. Novotny breaks to his left to the 5. Touchdown, Marquette. Tommy Novotny hits the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. And another injured Germantown player following this play. Good cut that time, put that right foot down. Took it to the left side. Gets the touchdown.
Kind of spread that formation out. Sure, Germantown was expecting a pass. Novotny was able to hit that seam, get it into the end zone.
One more look here.
Nice wall of blockers there.
Did a nice job of patiently waiting for that wall to get there. And
I'm sure offensive line coach Paul Conradson, another Marquette High grad, enjoyed seeing that performance. Yeah.
Hayden Dalla Piazza is the injured player walking it off here back to the Germantown sideline. Eric Schmidt to attempt our extra point here. And there was movement up front. Push the Hilltoppers back 5 for the attempt. All of our touchdowns tonight are brought to you by Planet Fitness. No judgment zone.
Looks like number 48, Damian Kasempa in there as the long snapper.
McDivitt will hold. Kick is away and good. 29-0 Marquette.
43 seconds to play. Marquette 29, Germantown 0.
I think I'd get to 7 and that would be it for me. Maybe.
I see one of the Marine spokespeople there challenging probably his sons. And he's saying if you'd like to get dinner tonight, you better do some push-ups. Jumping jacks.
At our house, it was cut the lawn or you don't eat.
We're grateful for sponsorship by the Marines, the Army. Appreciate their service. Now he's got him doing sit-ups. Have to see if Mike McGivern's going to join in prior to doing any interviews.
Lyuna Local 113 kickoff here for Marquette. And this one makes its way into the end zone again. Well, if you're Germantown here, I think you try and get out of here. And as you look at that last scoring summary by the Milwaukee Trades Council, 9 plays, 78 yards. Novotny, the second touchdown run tonight. This will test the leadership skills of the coaching staff tonight.
Right. Well, Germantown has, got a very proud tradition, and I'm sure the coaches can appeal to that sense of, team and honor.
Crowley will keep it. Just stays in bounds. Evan Meyer there to make the tackle.
Number 20, Evan Meyer.
Yeah, a lot of tradition here, all the way back to that state championship team back in 03. This has always been a very competitive team. And you had to be ready to play this Germantown team week in and week out.
Phil Dotka, for whom the stadium is named. Fantastic coach. Tremendous sense of humor. Served as an assistant principal here. Much loved by the entire community.
You can almost see him on that golf cart on the practice field during the week, right?
Yeah, Jake Davis just loved serving under him.
That'll end our first half here in Germantown. The Warhawks with some work to do here at home as they trail Marquette 29-0. Stay tuned. The Wendy's halftime report is next. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness.
Welcome to the Wendy's Halftime Report. I'm here with District Manager Rolando Maldonado. He is with Bridgman Foods Wendy's. Thank you so much for your partnership, Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you. As the local Wendy's franchisee, Bridgman Food is proud to support the community.
You know, I love the fact that you guys do the youth sports program with the free Frosty. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we do. Anybody 18 or younger, as long as they're in uniform, they could come to one of our stores and ask for a free Frosty. They could come with their team, they could come with their parents, but there's no purchase necessary.
Man, a lot of coaches take advantage of that, don't they?
They do.
Hey, I want to go to the breakfast menu. The Baconator is my favorite, and I think it's probably most people's favorite. A lot of things going on with that menu, and you guys certainly do a great job with breakfast.
Thank you. We are open from 6:30 a.m. till 10:30 a.m. All our sandwiches are made with fresh cracked eggs every morning, and the Baconator is their favorite. It comes with 6 pieces of bacon. Everybody loves bacon.
Everybody loves bacon, including me. Hey, a couple of new stores coming to our community.
Yes, we do have 2 stores opening later this year. We have one in South Milwaukee, and we have one in Plover, Wisconsin.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, again, thank you so much for your partnership with Friday Night Rivals. It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Boys, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Tonight we'd like to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees brought to you by West Bend Insurance. We'll start with Marquette University High School and Bryce Roeder. Bryce has competed in football, rugby, baseball, and basketball, carries a 4.03 unweighted GPA. He is a member of the Jesuit National Honor Society and has been selected football captain 2 seasons in a row. He's a Greater Metro Conference Scholar Athlete and was selected second side forward of the year in rugby. Bryce is part of Hilltopper Big Brothers, a freshman retreat captain, and a junior Hilltopper volunteer. He participated in the Science Olympiad and is a grade school volunteer. From Germantown High School, we feature Mackenzie Wells. Mackenzie competes in powerlifting and softball and carries a 3.93 GPA. As we mentioned earlier, Mackenzie is the world champion powerlifter. She brought home silver in the squat and bench and won gold in the deadlift and total weight. Germantown powerlifting's first ever world champion. Mackenzie is the football team manager this season, and athletic director Sarah Unerto passes along that, quote, Mackenzie is a student of great character and an overall great kid. Congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. Our weekly nominees will be in the running to receive part of $5,000 in scholarship funds provided by the great folks at West Bend Insurance, the silver lining. Once again, we head downstairs. Mike McGivern.
So, guys, week 3 that I'm interviewing Juan Alvarez. He is an instructor for Ironworker Local Aid, and I can tell you he loves what he does. Can you talk a little bit about the training when somebody gets involved with you guys?
So the training's 4 years. We do everything from reinforcing concrete to structural steel, ornamental stuff. We install glass. We got a lot of glass jobs going on right now. We do everything. You know, every aspect of the field. There's a lot to it. A lot of stuff people don't think about.
You know, what you said to me is, look, it's like my kids taking their finals, and if they don't pass, they can come back in 6 months. How nervous did you get that night?
When I took it?
No, when they're taking it.
Oh, I get nervous. I mean, because I was being an instructor. I teach them for 4 years. Then they finally finish, and then they got to take their final exam after 4 years. And yeah, when they're taking a test, I get nervous for them. You know, it's pretty nerve-wracking, but it's good to see them graduate and finish and, you know, make it all the way.
You know, talk about a guy with a servant leadership heart right here. Man, he works hard to get people careers instead of jobs. Wine, it's good to see you again.
You too, Mike.
Back to you, boys.
It's the Wendy's halftime report here on the Friday Night Rivals on My 24. Marquette on top of Germantown. We'll be back with more right after this on My 24. 29-0 Marquette on top at Germantown. Our Wendy's halftime report continues downstairs to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm going to start with Nigel Russell. Been in the Army for 10 years, out of Chicago, but he loves being in the Army. Thank you so much for your service.
Appreciate it. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so when you get a chance to talk to some of these kids about your journey, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I joined the Army about 10 years ago, 2013. I've been in the Army 10 years. Now I'm a tanker. One of the things that motivated me to join the Army is I was around a lot of veterans. They encouraged me. They told me about their experience, and it spoke to me, so I joined. I love it. It's one of the exciting jobs I've ever had.
So guys, he's a junior at Marquette University, and he is in the reserves?
I'm currently training for service in the Army. I got my tuition fully paid for, which is term and service afterwards.
Man, how awesome is that? Going to school and doing this is a tough day for you, right?
I love it. I love being challenged, and this is a good way to find a challenge.
Man, you got to love that. So they're taking care of this. He's going to Marquette University, but still serving our country. All these guys, we really appreciate everything you guys do. It's nice to meet you. Back to you, boys.
29-0 Marquette on top of Germantown. Back with more of our Wendy's halftime report right after this.
Cheering on these great kids. We couldn't do it without you. Please join us on Saturday, September 9th at 7 p.m. for Marching Band Madness right here at Gatka Stadium. Tickets available at the gate.
Wendy's halftime report here in Germantown. Marquette leading 29-0. Time now for a United States Marine Corps interview. Here's Mike.
So, guys, I call him Captain America, but I got to be honest with you. I asked him to bring his boys back because my wife Terry said last week the best part of what we did at halftime were these three guys. Hey, can we talk a little bit about, we were just having this conversation, multi-sport athletes at the high school level work out perfect for you guys.
They do. We like multi-sport athletes that know something about working on a team. Those students are also normally very competitive for our ROTC scholarship, which is our best kept secret. $180,000 in money to go to Marquette or UW-Madison here in the area.
Hey, when you're talking to somebody that has interest in joining your team, how quick do you know if these are kids that are going to be able to make it?
Very quickly we're able to kind of pick up on some of the physical metrics, but we do a lot of exploring with the individual to make sure that they are right fit for our organization.
And train them and help them.
Absolutely.
100%. All right, boys, we practice this. Ready? Salute. There it is. Back to you, boys.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. United States Marine Corps, we thank them. And Officer Nathan Blackwell, Major Nathan Blackwell, for his service. Time now for our highlight package, sponsored by Carthage College. And as you can expect with the score the way it is, Marquette highlights dominate here tonight. That was the first drive that actually led to turnover. Germantown able to start that drive, but ended in a punt. And a nice little dump pass there. Aiden Crowley has done well when he's had time to throw the ball.
Excellent concentration by Ryan Ferguson.
Watch this play here. Beautiful catch. Going to the sideline.
Once again, Ryan Ferguson.
Yep. So when Crowley's had time, he's been able to throw some nice passes. Marquette, on the other hand, has done it both on the ground and in the air. Tommy Novotny, the first of his 2 touchdowns tonight.
Running to that left side.
And the defense also coming up big here. This pick in the end zone by Marquette and defensive back Nick Womack. That is our Carthage College highlight package. Brought to you by Carthage College. We head downstairs. Mike has Ben Garris.
Ben Garris, Senior Director of Admission and Financial Aid at Carthage. Hey, we're talking about fall sports. Great time to come watch you boys play.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. At Carthage right now, it's a great time to visit. All of our students are back on campus. Lots of fall sports to watch. Our men's football team tomorrow, 1 o'clock versus Albion. Season just starting, 10-game season, have at least 5 games coming. Women's volleyball in full swing, men's and women's soccer. Couple that with an admissions visit. If you'd like to come in and visit, meet a professor, sit in on a class, do all of that sort of thing, all you have to do is reach out to us. We have visits Monday through Friday throughout the fall, and many selective Saturdays as well.
You guys, I can tell you, get a hold of Ben. He has so much passion for Carthage. He will definitely do a great job of talking to you about all the opportunities you have there. Ben, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mike.
All right, good to see you, brother. Back to you.
Mike, thank you. We'll take our break. Back with third quarter action from Germantown. Right after this, it's the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness on My 24. Ready for third quarter action tonight here in Germantown. The Warhawks will get the football to begin this second half. And Coach they've got some work to do. Like I said, in the highlight package, there were some times when Aiden Crowley had time to throw. He threw a beautiful ball, had some receivers. Just got to give him that time.
Right, and also the combination of not having an effective running game. I know that co-offensive coordinators John Davis, we've mentioned Jake's brother, and Scott Schubert, who we also have to recognize, he's the powerlifting coach.
Yeah.
We've mentioned a couple of the athletes from Germantown who competed in the World Championships. So I'm sure they're trying to find some ways they can build off this game. Next week, they've got Menominee Falls.
Closed captioning tonight is brought to you by LifeLock. LifeLock, identity theft protection starts here. Will we have a return? Eric Schmidt has, every kickoff has resulted in a touchback tonight so far for the fine kicker. 41-yard field goal tonight as well.
Darius Pete, deep to return.
Another driving kick that will one-hop its way through the end zone. So the Warhawks on their own 20 here. We mentioned Aiden Crowley. Vinny Inga, their starting quarterback, injured last week in the Hartford game, out for the year. So Crowley trying to lead this offense. And as I said, they were able to make a couple of big plays to a couple of his big receivers, Ryan Ferguson being one of them. And they'll open up with trips here to the near side on first down. They'll run out of it. And nice run by Conrad. That might be their longest gain on a running play tonight. Murphy Monreal stepping in to make the play at safety for Marquette.
Yeah, Conrad only a sophomore.
Lost his footing there, otherwise he may have been able to pick up a few more yards. As it is, a 7-yard run, 2nd and 3. This time they'll fake the handoff, and Crowley going to go down. Evan Mayer not fooled that time. Kept his composure as Mayer got into the backfield that time and wrapped up Crowley.
Yeah, defensive coordinator James Becker has to be pleased with some of the things this defensive unit has done tonight. Coach Becker was one of the coaches for the All-Star game this past summer.
Loss of 7, so 3rd and 10 on a high snap. Crowley gets rid of it. And it's going to be picked off. It was underthrown and intercepted. Malik Lee there for the pick. 2nd interception tonight by the defense.
A little earlier this evening, Malik dropped one. Yeah. I'm sure he was making sure he'd look that one in.
So Lee with the pick here. Again, trying to hit that receiver, Christian Griffin, and Lee able to step in front of it. So good field position here on the takeaway from the 32-yard line for Marquette. Empty backfield on first down. McDivitt with time, lofts it down. Catch is made. No signal yet. It is a touchdown. Cam Russell, his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. What a catch.
He looked that in. The concentration was unbelievable because the defender was, screening him off. McDevitt again drops the pass in there very well. Threw it right over the outstretched arms, number 45.
It was J.J. Walters, the outside linebacker.
Another one of those youngsters, only a sophomore.
Schmidt kicks it through, 36-0. We'll have a running clock to begin this third quarter. Boy, McDivitt only 2 incompletions tonight. He's 14 of 16 going into this third quarter, now 15 of 17 tonight. One more look.
That's a nice thing for McDevitt last year, senior ahead of him. He's putting in time at receiver, but he still worked on all the quarterback skills. saw some time at quarterback. See Joe Greif, former quarterback for Marquette, talking to the receivers. Another one of examples of, assistant coaches coming back to give up their time.
Iona Local 113 kickoff by Schmidt, and again will drift into the end zone. Mike McGivern had a chance to speak with our Cousins subs.
Hey, we're here at Cousins, and we are so proud that they are a sponsor, Wisconsin-based, locally owned. I'm here with Justin McCoy, Vice President of Marketing. Hey, Justin, I think everybody knows that Cousins has the best subs. I believe that. And you guys have given back to our community so much, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that part of the mission statement with Cousins.
Yes, we were founded in 1972 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and giving back to the communities we call home has always been a part of our ethos. We, in 2013, created our Make It Better Foundation, and we give back to the community in 3 different ways: health and wellness, hunger, and youth education.
Justin, I think that people know where they were the first time one of our sports teams wins a championship, when they win a pennant, something like that. I know exactly where I was the first time I had a cheesesteak. Off of Brady on Farwell. That was your second store.
Yeah, that was the second store Bill and Jim opened. If that store were open today, it would be the busiest store in our system. It's no longer there, but it's one of the cornerstones of our brand and how we really exploded on the scene in Milwaukee.
Hey, Justin, we're so proud to have you as a sponsor and a partner with us on Friday Night Rivals. Cousins subs, because you guys believe that giving back to the community is so important, and that's what Friday Night Rivals is about. So thank you for that.
Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
You bet. Back to you.
3rd and long, Crowley in trouble. Pass is dropped incomplete, looking for Conrad out of the backfield. Cole Fisher there, as we have a running clock situation now with that 35-point lead. So Thompson will punt, or check that, Ferguson, will punt. At a 64-yarder in the first half. Drives this one past Unreal and out of bounds near the 25-yard line.
Which way you want to do this?
36-0 Marquette. They have dominated this game right from the get-go here tonight.
Well, the time flies with this running clock. Marquette, certainly has some things they want to work on, so hopefully they'll get a chance yet.
Downstairs to Mike.
So, guys, as a basketball coach, I love good student managers, and they have 4 of them here. How long you been a student manager?
This year.
None of these girls want to be here with me, by the way. What do you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
We get the pads out for them, set up the clock, film, get their water bottles ready, Gatorade, clean up the pads afterwards.
It's a lot of work, yes?
Yeah, it's not too bad, though.
And you'll continue to do it next year?
Yeah.
And you did better than you thought. These guys are great. They work really hard and a big part of this Germantown football team. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Mike, that Mackenzie Wells in the black T-shirt, that was the powerlifting champion. Yes. She's also a manager on the football team.
How you saw, Germantown, flow to the ball well, gang tackle. They're still prideful and they want to come out here and fight.
Here's the powerlifting champ as McDivitt rolling right. Going to dump it out there, completes the pass.
That's complete to number 17.
Hoffman with the catch. Robinson taking him to the boundary, out to the 43-yard line. Pickup of 16, another best electric first down for Marquette. Send a man in motion. They'll throw it to the motion man. Incomplete. Just the third incompletion tonight thrown by McDivitt, and he knew that one was on him. He didn't get his feet set. Each week we'll highlight the best of the best. It's the Cousins Subs best play of the game. Cousins Subs, we believe in better.
Marquette's worked a few subs in there on the offensive line, trying to get some experience for some of their younger players.
They will hand it off. Jack Dorley, just his second touch tonight. Takes it to about the 46-yard line, ushered to the boundary by John Markowski. And we've got another Germantown player down with an injury.
Yeah, he initially tried to make the stop that time.
Break. We will take a break. 6.5 to play here in the third. Marquette leading 36-0. Our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. My 24 has the stories that will leave you talking. Spill all the tea with the tantalizing tales of Maury Caramo, Steve Wilkos, and Jerry Springer. That's weekdays starting at 9 on My 24. Third down play. Big gain by Dorley. Down to the 30-yard line of Germantown. 24-yard pickup for Dorley.
Yeah, Germantown lost their nose man on that last play, Rio Sanalilo. They took advantage of that, went right up the middle. Good hard running.
Tough kid to bring down. Dorley going 5'9", 192, and a junior at low center of gravity. He'll get the call again, trying to bounce it outside left. Runs into a defender I should say, and takes it down to the 23. Gain of about 7 on the play for Jack Dorley, relieving Novotny here on this drive.
Yeah, once again, you want to look at the gang of tacklers from Germantown. You know, they're behind, running clock. They still are taking pride in what they're doing.
This week on the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Radio Show, presented by your local Pick and Save stores, Mike McGivern will have Justin Gum, the head football coach from Sussex Hamilton High School, in studio, along with a number of his seniors. That's tomorrow morning, Saturday mornings from 9 to 10:30 on the Big 920 and your iHeart Radio app. Another injured Germantown player coming off. Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, 3 senior captains for the pom and dance team here at Germantown. Talk a little bit about how hard you guys work. You guys get after it.
Oh, yeah, for probably 10 months of the year, we practice 3 hours, 3 times a week. We do games on Friday. We have competitions every weekend. We work super, super hard.
Hey, we were talking about the coach, and you certainly have a lot of respect for her.
Oh, yeah, we have 3 coaches, Christina, Kelly, and Hannah, and they're so dedicated. They do it just because out of the loves of their hearts. We love them.
So a friend of mine's son, Germantown football player, is injured watching this game, and these guys have a little message for Nick Heisel.
We hope you heal fast and get back out on the game. Yeah, get better soon, Nick. We miss you out here.
Hey, I was trying to get one of these girls to ask Nick to homecoming live on TV. They said no, we're too good of friends. Boy, back to you.
Mike, thank you. Dorley up the middle. Takes it back down to the 30-yard line. New quarterback in there now for Marquette. Luke Giusetti, the junior, in there now.
Jeremy Giusetti's son, so keeping that bloodline going.
6'1", 182. Facing a 3rd and 11 here. Giusetti with time. Overshot the intended target that time. Looking for Andrew Allen. Peyton Murphy out there in coverage. Sets up 4th down. Again with the score 35 points or greater here in the deficit, so the running clock. This will be a field goal attempt here for Schmidt. This will be a 48-yard attempt from just inside the right hash mark. Hit from 41 earlier. High snap. Divitt gets it down. The kick has distance. And the kick is good. 48-yard field goal for Eric Schmidt. 2 field goals tonight, a 41 and 48.
Well, Schmidt's being recruited by a number of schools. Notre Dame has been in there. Wisconsin has made an offer. Joe Chukas, who helps with the kickers, kicked for the Badgers after he graduated from Marquette. So excellent advice going to him there.
One more year left here for Marquette for Eric Schmidt, Jr. Really, accuracy and leg strength, probably the key things to work on going into his senior year next year. Yeah. And again, with the development of all these kicking camps during the summer around the Midwest, right? I mean, we've heard all the quarterback camps.
Right. Another excellent student, 3.97 GPA. So, colleges, when they can find somebody who's got the academic skill as well as the athletic skill, it's a perfect match.
Every kickoff has resulted in a touchback tonight, courtesy of Schmidt. Our Lyona Local 113 kickoff. Why would this be any different? Germantown will start at their own 20. Special teams coach coming over and congratulating Eric Schmidt. What a weapon, though. I mean, force your opponent to start every drive on the 20 following a score.
Well, he won a game against Sussex Hamilton last year with a last-second field goal, the only loss Sussex had in the conference. Sussex came back and beat Marquette in an extremely tight game in the playoffs. So, if you've got a kicker who can get you points as soon as you cross the 35 or so, that's a tremendous advantage.
7 plays, 48-yard field goal. Our scoring summary brought to you by Milwaukee Building Trades, building communities and careers. Not much to go on the ground tonight for Germantown. Carson Tappa there to make the tackle for Marquette.
Once again, a few new faces in there on the Marquette defense.
Jeremiah Harmon now in at a running back position. Nowhere to go. That's been the story tonight. Marquette has shut down the ground game tonight. Pavel Pawella on the carry, brought down by Luke Fugman, and Nate Schramm still in there defensively for Marquette. Quickly, 3rd and 7 for the Warhawks. Crowley trying to go on a slant, incomplete through the receiver's hands, intended for Griffin.
Pass intended for number 81, Christian Griffin.
John Ingram was out there in coverage for the Hilltoppers. So a quick 3 and out. Ferguson into punt.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get the ball tonight to number 81, Christian Griffin, who coaches thought was a big playmaker.
Ferguson drops one across the 40. It'll go out near the 36-yard line.
Ferguson's punt goes out of bounds at the 36.
Different returner back there that time. Once again, you try to slide in guys. They've practiced all week. You want to give them experience.
Well, Marquette will take on Menominee Falls, or Brook East, I should say, next week at home. Then it's on to Menominee Falls as they begin their jaunt through the Greater Metro Conference. And Dorley gets the carry, takes it just across the 40-yard line.
Dorley, the ball carrier.
You know, you can argue about best conferences in Wisconsin. Obviously, Classic 8 makes its case. But the Greater Metro has fared well over the years in the playoffs. Very competitive conference.
It'll be our final play of this third quarter here in Germantown. All Marquette tonight. The Hilltoppers leading the Warhawks 39-0. Our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. We got 3. We got McDivitt, Novotny, and Russell, I think, are in the running.
Yeah. See how, well, we won't probably see much more of any of those 3 guys, so I don't know.
Russell with the big catches tonight?
Sure, why not?
Another new quarterback in there for Marquette, Mason Steinhoff. Fakes the handoff, will throw it to the tight end. Nice catch by Leo Sparks, Jr. Brought down by Cooper Catalano. He has played his heart out tonight for Germantown on that defense. Catalano now with 12 tackles tonight.
Probably on his way to a second consecutive Player of the Year on defense in the Greater Metro.
Dorley, left side. Inside the Germantown 40-yard line.
Dorley on the ball carrier, number 21, Nicholas Downer. Number 87.
18-yard run for Dorley. Brought down by Nicholas Downer. Another best electric first down for Marquette. Running clock here in the 4th. Steinhoff's pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Steinhoff's pass falls incomplete.
Like it was Brady Hollub got his hands on that one that time. We mentioned Marquette. They'll take on Brook East at home, and then on the road at Menominee Falls, and another showdown at Sussex Hamilton, middle of the conference schedule. Meanwhile, Germantown play 3 of their next 4 on the road. First carry of the night for Judson Hansbrough.
Judson Hansbrough on the ball carry.
Senior getting his chance.
Yep. As you mentioned, this is a time now where you get those kids that worked on the scout team, did some practicing with the second unit all week, doing a little PT out there and some real action. Empty backfield here on 3rd and short. Steinhoff. Ooh, screen, what a tackle. Brought down by Darius Pete. Might be our Milwaukee Admirals hit of the ball game tonight.
Darius has been backfielding kicks and not getting a chance to return it, but he made his presence felt on that play.
Let out your frustrations. He's been wanting to return one all night.
Yeah.
Dropped the lumber there. Still enough for a first down for Marquette. That is our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Once again, Hansbrough.
Judson Hansbrough with another carry in the tackle.
Markowski.
29, John Markowski.
Gain of about 2, sets up 2nd and 8. This will be a tough road to hoe here for Germantown. 3 of their next 4 on the road at Menominee Falls, at Brook East, then home against West Alice Hale, then at Sussex Hamilton. So, gauntlet indeed for what will be a dinged up Germantown team. They've suffered through some more injuries tonight. Again, that one knocked down. Markowski able to swat that one down. Second batted ball of this drive by that Germantown defense.
Younger players, learning how to be an effective pass blocker. You got to get into that defender. You can't just stand in front of him. You've got to make sure you can hit into him and get his hands down.
Steinhoff in trouble. Short of the first down.
Steinhoff on the feet.
Ruben Ashlock there to make the tackle.
Ruben Ashlock.
Brings up 4th down. Let's see what Hilltoppers want to do here. Keep the offense on the field, perhaps.
I don't think they're electing to have Eric Schmidt kick a field goal. I think they're not looking to try to pile points up. I think they want to let these kids get their experience as well.
4th and 5 from the 21. 3 receivers to the right. Hansbrough the single back. Steinhoff with time. Delivers a ball on a slant. It is caught. Diving grab inside the 10-yard line. Like it was James J.J. Driscoll with the reception. His first catch tonight. Now we have a Marquette player down. One more look. The diving grab here by Driscoll. So an injury timeout. We will take our break as well. We're just about midway through the 4th quarter. It's been all Marquette on the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. The tide has turned. Something has weaponized the seas against humanity during the gripping series premiere of The Swarm, Tuesday, September 12th at 8 on CW 18. Catch is made by Will Clark.
Pass caught by number 82, Will.
They'll bring up a second and goal here for Marquette. Brought down by Peyton Murray. Steinhoff in at quarterback. Hansbrough, the single back in the backfield. Hansbrough gets the call, tries to cut left. He'll be stopped short of the goal line. Again, Murkowski, who's had a nice night tonight on the tackle. Both he and Catalano in double digits in tackles tonight.
That's a nice linebacker combination with those two gentlemen.
Working inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. 3rd and goal. Hansbrough again going to be stopped short of the goal line.
Hansbrough, ball carrier, the tackle made by number 20, Derek Robinson.
Robinson there to make the stop. So now you got 4th and goal from just inside the 1.
Sure, Judson would like another chance to get in there and get into the scoring column.
Got to, why not? He'll get the call. Second effort, stretches across the goal line, near the goal line, no signal. He's going to come up short.
And once again, you got to credit Germantown.
Yes.
Got their backs up. You know, things to build off of. You know, if they can get through this injury plague.
Well, coming up following the game, stay tuned for our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation. That's brought to you by the United States Marines. The few, the proud, the Marines. Jake Davis in the middle of that huddle, the head coach for Germantown. His father and brother also on this coaching staff.
Along with Scott Schubert, co-offensive coordinator.
They'll get this turned around, no doubt. Crowley will hand it off here on 1st down, trying to get some running room. It's close.
Jeremiah Harmon on the ball carry.
Harmon with his first carry tonight. Luke Merrick there to make the tackle. Nearly a safety for Merrick that time. Warhawks are going to start the year 0-3. Second straight year.
Last year they rallied.
Yes, they did.
Got 5 wins, got into the playoffs.
They played Slinger, I thought, in the playoffs last year, in level 1. Once again, Pavel Pawella with the carry.
On the carry. Number 46, Luke Merrick.
Another Germantown player is hurt. Wow.
You know, sometimes it almost becomes mindset, you know, of what happens.
Yeah. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by LifeLock. LifeLock identity theft protection starts here. I just can't recall a team that's gone through as many injuries in the first 3 weeks of a high school season. Going back to all the years we've been doing this, it's unbelievable.
Well, you lose 2 starters
right
to ACL injuries. You know, Nick Heisel, your quarterback, you know, you lose him right off the bat. Vinny Inga.
We had 2 offensive linemen go down tonight. I mean, they're just running out of ammunition here.
And they're young to begin with.
That will be the issue facing this coaching staff going into next week, preparing for another conference matchup. Rally these kids and get them together.
Well, Falls has demonstrated that they have an excellent run game so far this year.
Third and 9 from the 1. They'll loft it out here, has a receiver there, makes the catch, dropped the dime beautifully across the 30, out to the 35-yard line. 33-yard pickup. Nice grab. Liam Haglund, sophomore wide receiver. And again, Crowley given time. Had some big plays with his wideouts tonight. Best Electric first down, going to pitch long here, and the receiver stumbled out of his break. It'll go incomplete, intended for Keegan Lagerman.
Intended for Keegan Lagerman, falls incomplete.
Joey Spano out there in coverage. Lagerman,
might have been
sophomore.
Marquette might have been called for holding on the receiver as he was going out of his break.
That is the flag that is down near midfield.
Flag on the play.
Defensive pass interference. It'll be marked off from the line of scrimmage. 15-yard penalty will take the ball across midfield to the 49 of Marquette. Hilltoppers will get to 2-1 on the season. Brook East on the table next week. Again, coming down the near sideline. Broken up nicely.
Nice coverage that time by Ingram.
Yeah, Johnny Ingram did a nice job. Got the hands in there and knocked it away. Again, intended for Haglund that time, but watch the concentration here.
Once again, Aiden Crowley has thrown the ball well. The only trouble is you've taken one of your better receivers, you've taken him off the field and have to use him at quarterback.
This might be their identity going forward, maybe being able to throw the ball. They have not been able to run the ball the last several weeks. Pass protect and give him a chance. Pawella on the carry.
Pawella with the ball carry. Number 46.
Brought down by Luke Merrick. That's his third stop tonight. Under a minute to go here with the running clock. Time for perhaps one more play here for coming around the far side, Jeremiah Harmon. Stopped at the 45-yard line. That might be our final play here tonight. All Marquette. After an opening drive that resulted in an interception, Marquette rallied. A couple of touchdowns by Cam Russell, a couple of touchdown runs by Tommy Novotny tonight, and it's Marquette with the victory here in Germantown. Your final tonight, Hilltoppers 39, the Warhawks nothing. Stay tuned. We will have our post-game report. We'll have our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation and our Champions Trophy presentation when we return to Dotka Stadium right after this break on My 24.
Get out of here.
Guys, I need number 4. Up to the booth. We're going to talk to your head coach. I'm going to say, get me anything? Okay. So you didn't play last year? Year before? So not much? You get injured then?
Welcome back to Datka Stadium. Our post game tonight, a shutout pitched by Marquette, 39-0 tonight. A lot of players to consider for player of the game tonight. You had Peter McDivitt with an outstanding night at quarterback, Novotny the running back, but I'll tell you what, this is the feel-good story, I think, for this young man. Our player of the game tonight's with Mike McGivern.
Right. So, guys, Cam Russell, you guys were talking about, didn't play last year, and had a heck of a game, got injured his sophomore year. You're feeling pretty good to be back on the field.
Feels amazing. So happy to be back and loving playing football with my boys.
Hey, so there when we were talking before we went live, you said, look, some guys I got to thank. You go to work, young man.
I got to thank my quarterback first and foremost, Peter, number 12. He's always dotting, throwing good passes. The defense, too, back-to-back weeks, putting up 0 points or letting up 0 points. Yep. And so they always get us the ball in good position. And, everyone's doing a great job, and just got to thank them all.
You talked about that offensive line giving the quarterback some time. I'll tell you this is a kid who said, look, sir, I love being back on the field with my boys. You got to love a kid who comes back after missing for a year and puts up games like this.
You have the hard workers that make all the difference, and they capitalize on the advantages that the team makes for them, and that's what he did tonight. So congratulations, young man.
You got a U.S. Marine player of the game right there. Boys, back to you.
Cam Russell, what a night tonight. 6 receptions, 126 yards tonight, included in that a 23-yard touchdown grab.
Watch some of these. Other half of that combination, McDevitt putting the ball on the mark.
Here's another one dropping in right where he could get to it. His 23-yard touchdown catch. Again, 6 receptions tonight. And again, somebody who's missed a year of football due to injury, coming back, having a game like that, that is the feel-good story tonight. Russell with the touchdown grab. Cam Russell, congratulations, our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game, brought to you by the Marines, the few, the proud, the Marines. Time now for our Champions Trophy presentation. Once again, here's Mike.
So, guys, normally we give this to the coach, and he said, you know what, let's give it to this quarterback. This kid had a great game, so I'm going to let you hold it. Congratulations. When you're throwing the ball, the receivers that go up and get it like that, not bad, right?
No, not bad at all. It's great to have guys on the outside who can make plays.
Yeah, 100%. You told me before the game, you said, you know what, this team has a chance to be pretty special, and you got that smile. I've seen that before, and you know what, Coach, you're right, a really tough group of boys.
Absolutely, and we've got tremendous senior leadership. These guys have done everything we've asked, and I tell you what, they're a pleasure to be around.
Hey, I can tell you this, and you know what, I shouldn't do this on live TV. Your dad be really proud of this group.
He would. I would tell you what, he's here with us right now, and I tell you what, these guys knew about him from the beginning of the season, and they're playing for him, and they're playing for Al Taylor, one of our coaches.
Man, amen to that. Good luck next week against Brookfield East.
That'll be a tough one.
You got it. Hey, well done, boys.
Hilltoppers with the win. We'll step out, take a final break, a final word from Germantown after this on My 24.
Okay.
Yep, good choice. $39-0 Marquette over Germantown tonight. Pretty much as it sounds. They were the better team here tonight.
Right, and we heard him mention Al Taylor, tremendous guy, passed away last year, and one of the assistant coaches this year, Jeff Boley, battling liver duct cancer, still tries to get himself out to practice as much as he can, and all that has an impact on these guys.
Certainly does. Well, it's not all Marquette tonight. We do have one highlight here for Germantown tonight, as Cousin Sub's best play of the game will show us here tonight.
Well, all night we've been mentioning how number 4, Aiden Crowley, throwing the ball well. It's a number 18, Ryan Ferguson. Tremendous concentration.
The tip pass, able to make the catch and keep 1 foot in bounds. You'll see this right here on this look. Nicely done, Ryan Ferguson with that juggling catch. Our Cousin Subs' best play of the game. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Again, a big thank you tonight to all of our sponsors who bring you Friday Night Rivals each week. Of course, Gruber Law Offices and Planet Fitness, Best Electric Service, LifeLock, West Bend Insurance, Bryant and Stratton College, Cousin Subs, Uplift Wisconsin, Liuna Local 113, Carthage College, Wendy's, United States Army, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, the Milwaukee Admirals, and the United States Marine Corps. Well, don't forget, tonight's game will replay on My 24 Saturday at 6:30. And then next Friday, tune in for a Southeast Conference battle. It'll be the Rebels from Racine Horlick taking on the Knights of Oak Creek from Oak Creek High School next Friday night at 7 o'clock here on My 24. For Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, our entire My 24 sports crew, well done tonight, fellas and gals. Marquette with the win, 39-0. I'm John Weiser. Thanks for tuning in to Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. Good night, everyone.
national anthem. Here come your Germantown Warhawks. Anthem performed tonight by the Germantown High School Wall of Sound under the direction of drum majors Chloe Stryker, John Inga, and Shay Nelson. Band directors are Jonathan Bell and Andrew Stone.